How's it going, everybody? It's Rob, and we're about to kick off Entrepreneurs Night and Startup Oasis here at ATDC. So if you want a first-person view of the action, follow us, and we'll take you on the journey.
All right. So hi, I'm John Avery. I'm the director for ATDC at Georgia Tech. ATDC is the Advanced Technology Development Center. We are the state of Georgia's startup incubator. Started in 1980, funded by the state legislature. Our mission is to grow the Georgia economy through entrepreneurship. Our goal is to make Georgia the best place on earth to start and grow a technology company. Atlanta has a reputation in its history about being a supply chain centric kind of region. We have a lot of Fortune 500 companies here, Coca-Cola, UPS, Delta. These companies have a sort of a DNA for repeatability at scale and producing and delivering products globally. So it tends to make the entrepreneurial community in the Atlanta area more tangible, real world type companies, physical product companies, companies that have to do with supply chain, not sort of apps or Marcom sort of businesses, even though we do have those here. Fintech's a big category here. But the main point is that the DNA is to build real companies that have potential for high scale. And I think that carries into the entrepreneurial community as well.
Startup Oasis is the missing link between two scenarios. One of perfect strangers working separate 9-to-5 jobs of complementary skills, with one of them having an idea that always stays a dream. And the other scenario of a killer startup team made up of the exact same people getting funded for the MVP they just launched. At Startup Oasis, we're moving the world from one reality to the other for what we believe are the missing 90% of co-founders. Our events are free, at a central location, and during an accessible day and time for 9-to-5ers.
So here's how it works. The event usually starts with open networking, so you can meet other people in the community. Then we have the founders pitch, like on Shark Tank, except they're not pitching for money or to win, they're pitching for help and to find co-founders. During the pitches, founders have 3 minutes or less to tell us about their business, and most importantly, their biggest need. Because then, after the last founder pitches, each founder will get a breakout room where attendees can then talk to founders about those needs and other parts of their business. If it's a good match, people will be able to find co-founders and teammates, but at the very least, you'll be able to learn something new from a founder or for some feedback.
Okay, welcome everyone to the preeminent startup community of all of Atlanta. You are right now in the biggest one that meets monthly in the top 5 tech entrepreneurship hub in all of America. Yay! We recently breached 10,000 people digital footprint on the internet, and we're about to go so much further, baby. It's going to be great. So here's how this works. We are Startup Oasis. If you are a founder looking for at least feedback or looking for people to join your project, idea, or startup, this is for you. If you are looking to join a startup or at least humor one and just talk about it, this is for you. And we started this because we realized the startup community resembles a mirage in a desert. Even if you were able to break away from your 9-to-5 job one time in 365 days, there's a lot of free food and free beer like we have, but except at the other ones, if you need anything, it's 45 grand a year to be part of a university system, to get talent that's not doing anything, that's not billing you, or $20,000 and 10% of your business to be forgotten about by most dev firms. Some are different. The ones that I like are different. Long story short, we are no longer in an era of the startup community being behind paywalls and gatekeepers. We are unleashing the missing 90% of co-founders. That's you. And you are here today because you're done wandering the desert and chasing the mirage of what's not real. You're in the oasis right now. And here's Rob to tell you how it's all going to work.
All right, thanks for coming, everybody. Yeah, round of applause. Myself, Matt. We've got a special videographer here today. We're getting some interviews and some footage. We're starting a movement. We're going to make this a worldwide thing. We have some pop-ups planned virtually this year in different cities, but we also want to go to other places around the world and spread this idea and message of just helping founders. So a lot of familiar faces in here, but a lot of new faces. So for those that don't know, we're going to have about 8 to 10 founders pitch tonight. And it's almost like Shark Tank, but instead of me and Matt being the angry, feisty sharks, we're here to actually connect you with resources. So we're not pitching to win tonight, you're not pitching for money, you're pitching for help. We have a strict 3-minute cutoff. We want to hold all questions to the breakouts. That way we can get you to the breakouts as quick as possible. And again, after the pitches is the fun part. Every founder that pitched up here gets a breakout to talk about their business in greater detail. And founders, the pitch format, very simple. No slides, no technology tonight, it's all verbal. You'll start with your name and your business, the problem you're solving, your solution, and your target customer base, and most importantly, your biggest need. If you don't go over it, I'll step in. I'll make sure you tell everybody what your biggest need is. You need developers, Java, C++, Sharp, all that good stuff. Or you need a marketing plan, you need sales, you need legal, IP, patent help, anything. You want to. This is the time to tell people what you need help with so you can get one step forward tonight. That's the goal. We're not trying to take leaps and bounds. We're not trying to sit still tonight if you're a founder. You just want to take one step forward. Before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to one of our sponsors, John with his law firm.
Thanks. Let's all give a round of applause for Rob and Matt for putting this on for you guys. These two guys are amazing. They always show up and they put on a great presentation. They put together really some great startups with great founders. And so, yeah, if I can help with anything, you guys need any intellectual property law, advisory services, just give me a call. Let's chat. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John. All right, everyone. Without further ado, we're going to start the pitches. So each time I call a founder up, let's give them a round of applause because it takes a lot of courage to pitch in front of people you don't know.
So here's where my idea comes in. It's a platform where the owners of these unoperable vehicles can list their car and all the inventory of parts that their car still has available and match them up with buyers.
Great! That's, you could say good, but now let's go a second time. How are you really?
Nervous?
Great. Thank you. Somebody else is being honest. How are you really? Good.
Really the problem that we're solving is that in industrial facilities, think big facilities that are making metal, making energy, making all that stuff, they have lots of machines, but they're spread usually over a larger area than you can comfortably kind of walk to.
Sometime in 2020 during the pandemic, I formed Solar Start. I was at the height of the pandemic, and I didn't know I'll be here today talking to you people.
So instead of just running off and hiring lots of vendors and hoping it's all going to work, we built a platform called Revenue Scale. It looks at accountability and ROI and is the guide for the founder so that they can scale their business and scale revenue.
So what Read to Text does is just a really simple tool where we let people copy and paste. Like let's say you wanted to practice this, or you wanted to practice this, or anything else that you wanted to practice. You can copy and paste it just online and read it out loud, let it record you, and then instantly or immediately the AI will tell you what words it understood properly and what words it did not understand properly.
So right now, if you have a company and you want to go buy specialty insurance, you'll go to your broker, he'll turn around and go to a wholesaler, who will turn around and go to a carrier. That carrier will get prices to the wholesaler, to the broker, to you. Our platform connects the brokers directly to the carriers.
All right, everybody, this is where the fun part begins. Each founder is going to get their own breakout room, and you'll be able to join whichever group you'd like.
All right, who is interested in the on-demand beauty needs platform? Raise your hand. Okay. Anyone else? All right, so she got two. Join her.
Right. And you have a lot of patience.
Right, yes.
So you need to be very quick and very intuitive in terms of the user experience.
Right. I think just assess my
To your question, yeah, great point. So the machines already have safety alarms. Our idea is to catch the relationships between these and using AI for.
I think it would be challenging to break into the market. I think that would scare off customers if they thought that they're not.
It would scare me off. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I mean I think any agreement I have with customers would say that they don't know their requirements.
Would you be supporting multimodal type of stuff? I mean, requirements could be like a wireframe or somebody draws up a user interface on a napkin, could you just intake that, or?
Okay, I'm a big believer in a company early on, the worst thing you can do is hire somebody that's not going to help. So we're just very careful who we hire. This guy seems to be good, we'll bring him on, but we're slow to hire.
Because when you expand, when you keep adding more.
So Forrest, you have an interesting background as a nuclear engineer. How has that influenced your journey as a startup founder?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's given me a great holistic view of energy, of operations, how people work, how technology works. The nuclear industry is really cutting edge in a lot of areas, and we're doing a lot of really cool stuff. And so that's given me the foundational knowledge as a student and then as a professional to say, hey, this is how the real world works. This is how industrial and engineering organizations work. This is how we're going to make our startup fit into all of that.
What is the problem that your startup is solving?
Well, there are a lot of people that when they have a microphone put in front of their face or when they have to stand up at a meeting for work, they have a hard time speaking, or maybe people who have had a brain injury and they've lost some of their functioning for being able to speak. It's really hard to get back at it and practice or to get rid of that anxiety. So our tool uses AI, and it allows people to practice just with their computer. So they read out loud, and then the computer and AI give them immediate feedback on what words they got right and what words they need to try to improve on. So we're just trying to help people be more confident and be more successful at recovering their speech if they've lost some of the reading aloud ability, or if they never really mastered it in the first place, give them a nice positive experience for practicing it regularly.
It's been an interesting journey. We started Founders Scale doing fractional chief revenue officer work, and what we discovered was we just didn't have the sales and marketing data to help clients make the best decision. And so we've built out a platform called Revenue Scale that helps them really understand how much they're spending by channel and what those conversion rates are and all the details that they need to determine how they're getting ROI. Are they getting ROI? And where should they reallocate capital? And so it's been a transformation from a services company doing the fractional CRO work over to more of a tech-enabled services company, and then to a platform company providing just a SaaS application and maintaining the level of value to the client that we had all along.
For most startups, intellectual property is an afterthought. But what most startup founders don't realize is that when they go to a VC firm to get funding, each patent that they've filed is valued at $1 million. So don't let intellectual property be an afterthought for your startup. If you'd like to chat more, visit my website at www.ipsolution.online. Thanks.
The most important thing to be a successful founder is to be relentless and to never give up. If you have a vision that you believe in and that you can execute on, then do not be discouraged and do not give up. I think that's my most important thing. But John?
Well said, Alan. And then, from the engineering side, it's really just like getting out there and just like trying. That's like the biggest thing is like you gotta just like get the reps in, really try to experiment with different avenues, like technologies, like things that can work, because everything's not going to work right the first try. So it's really just having that perseverance, like really, get everything going. So.
We came to this event to find great talent, and it was a great place to find good talent. Couldn't be happier. Robert, the guys do a great job throwing it, and I highly recommend it to all the founders and people that want to start a company to come join.
So Startup Oasis, just a fantastic event because everybody here is incredibly motivated, great ideas all around, and then just networking has been incredible. So I'm super thankful for everybody here for putting the event together. Thank you.
So if you've got dreams of being at the top of a successful startup, stop wandering the desert and chasing the mirage.
This is Startup Oasis.